go back to calling us thirsty again?
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from the Modern King titled "Man Divorces Wife Seconds After She Posted This on Social Media. Internet attention will always be more important than loyalty to women like this." Now, today's video was suggested to me by Locke the Bounty Hunter, so don't forget to subscribe to both of their channels, and let's jump right into it.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. These "but there was a time" posts, it's so bad, bro. Like, it'll be a shorty who looks super innocent in the first slide, and then she was a backstage groupie for Lil Pump or something. It's like, and then you'll see some where it'll be like, but there was a time, and in the first slide, shorty's like, I don't want to be mean. Shorty, it isn't as attractive as she could be. And then you go to the slide when she's like, but there was a time where she was like a rapper, the groupie, and she was like way badder back then.
This is exactly why a woman's past matters. If she's trying to make herself look to be a traditional woman, but she was a groupie for rappers or some other star, then it speaks volumes. She's not to be trusted because she has no problem lying. And that's just one of the many reasons why it matters, by the way.
But her husband got the chopped version of her. And here's the thing. I'm forgiving when it comes to a woman's past. Like, I'm more forgiving than most, right? So that's not the issue. The issue for me is the fact that you supposedly changed, but you post the old pictures showing what you were when you're my wife now.
They do that kind of crap because they want internet attention. They haven't actually changed. If they had the opportunity to go back to that lifestyle, they would do it in a heartbeat. That's how little respect they have for their husbands.
You're embarrassing your husband. You're embarrassing your boyfriend. Like, why would you do that? For example, right? Let's say I wanted to talk to a girl who used to be a stripper, right? But she changed her life, right? She changed her life. She's different now. Yada, yada, cool. But then this post comes around and she's like, she's a wife now, you know, with our kids or whatever. And then the next slide, it's her bent over at the club or something. And it's just like, I looked past your past, but why are you bringing it back up and then displaying it to the world? That's weird. Like, that's really weird behavior.
They do it because they think they can get away with it. They're married with children and they think that makes them bulletproof. That's why you have so many of these wives who disrespect their husbands like that.
Y'all are straight up embarrassing your spouses on the internet, and I don't understand why. It's almost borderline cucking your husband, because you'll be posted up in the first picture with your husband and your family, right? In the next slide, you're bent over in front of a rapper. Why would you? You're married now. Why are you showing the world? Like, I can't.
There's also a lot of pride that comes with this kind of behavior. They want to show off to the world that they were able to sleep with someone famous, and the twisted part is they're more proud of that than they are of their husbands or even their children oftentimes.
So I made a man cry today. Yes!
I'm about to be very direct here. So if you don't think you can handle that, I highly suggest that you leave now. Because if you're the type of person that enjoys seeing that type of content, that tells me all that I need to know about you and what type of person you are. You enjoy watching the suffering and having knowledge of the suffering of other human beings. And that makes you not a good person. In fact, that makes you quite the opposite of a good person.
It's rather disturbing how many modern women celebrate the suffering of men. They actually want to hurt men and emasculate them for their own amusement. That's not something that adults are supposed to do.
Shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
Feminism did not sell women freedom. They sold women the exact opposite. Because of their attitudes, they're now going to have to work a job they hate and live a life of boredom and loneliness, and it makes them slaves to their own bitterness.
I made a video saying that women are children and it went crazy viral, so here is part 2, 3 ways women act like children. Number 1, they do not have the capacity to take accountability. When they are caught in the wrong, they will start insulting you instead of saying, you know what, I did do that, I apologize, it won't happen again. That's maturity, that's logical, that's reasonable. But they don't do that because they don't have the capacity to take accountability like a kid. And so they will just scream and yell and kick and whine and do anything they can't but that.
It's not exactly fair to say that modern women are children, but that's only because children have the capacity to learn how to take accountability with proper guidance. These women just can't do that to save their lives.
Number 2, when they get emotionally offended over a conversation, they will do low blows on how you look or anything really, really silly and immature instead of actually looking at the conversation as a whole and attacking the point logically. Number 3, they can be very, very selfish in what they want to a point where they don't care about anything else, just like a kid. When a kid wants chocolate, he'll run through a brick wall, scream and yell to get it, and they will do the same thing.
Modern women will also blame society when they don't get what they want. They're the type of women who were never told no a single day in their lives.
What is this?
Turn around.
Babe, this isn't a Cadillac.
It's a Jeep Wagoneer. It's just as nice as a Cadillac.
You bought this.
I bought it for you.
Are you messing with me right now?
No, you said this. You wanted an SUV for the family.
I
This is.
said I wanted a Cadillac. This is not a Cadillac. Why would you spend money on... How much was this thing?
If this is how she's going to act after being gifted a brand new car, then it doesn't matter how much he spent on the car. He spent way too much money on a woman who's so ungrateful.
It was.
A lot of money when you should have got a Cadillac.
This is very similar. I looked up stuff that's similar to the Cadillac. This is very.
Why would you try to surprise me with something similar when I asked you for a Cadillac?
You could sit in it and look in it, and you'll see.
I'm about to.
You'll see it's very similar.
Can you return it?
I don't think it works like that.
It makes no difference if the car is a Cadillac or not. She wouldn't be able to tell the difference at all. She just wants one because she thinks it's a status symbol, nothing more.
You're not posting this because...
This is it's paid for. Like it's.
I mean, it's pretty, but it's not a Cadillac. I just wanted a Cadillac. That's what I asked for. And you said we couldn't get it.
If she wants a Cadillac, then she can spend her own money to get one. It really is that simple.
What is with these dudes and thinking that they are the prize?
What is with these dudes? That's an easy one. They think they're the prize because in actuality, now, they are the prize. And I get that it confuses you because you've been told literally from the time you are born that you are the prize. All women are the prize. And that, you see, is the exact problem.
In order for this woman to be the prize, she has to actually have a quality that makes her worthy of being a prize. And if she actually had that, she wouldn't be single.
Because it's those never-ending, unrealistic, inane expectations of men in relationships that are driving you. All while thinking you don't need to offer even the slightest bit of effort in return. It's why you think this is enough. Well, ladies, I hate to break it to you, but this ain't worth much these days. And even if it is now, over time, much like a car, it's going to wear out, depreciate, lose all its value as you get older.
The funny thing is how many modern women will have all of these demands of men and refuse to accept anything less. That, by default, makes men the prize.
Men, on the other hand, only go up in value as they move along in life. They grow in their careers, make more money, build their castles, build their wealth. And more importantly, they grow in wisdom. They see today's women for who they are and what they have to offer, which, as I said, isn't much. And men have now decided there's no point in wasting their time, effort, and hard-earned money on someone who doesn't value them, doesn't appreciate them, doesn't even acknowledge them, which is exactly why men are now indeed the prize.
That's a big one right there. Modern women don't even acknowledge men unless they are either insulting them or if they need something heavy lifted up a flight of stairs. They have no idea how insulting they sound when they talk like that.
So ladies, now you're the ones that are going to have to pursue. Y'all can still wallow in that little fantasy that you have that one day your prince will come. The reality is that prince is off enjoying his life. enjoying his freedom, enjoying his peace.
Modern women would rather live in their delusional fantasy that the universe will just gift them a man at some point as if their lives were a movie. In other words, they'd rather spend the rest of their lives alone.
Women talk about, they say it's one of the biggest dangers they face, and they use statistics to paint men as violent and dangerous and predatory. Are they cherry picking those statistics to demonize men? I think that they are. According to the CDC's Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey, in a 12-month period, 1.267 million men and 1.27 million women claimed that they were victims of. That number is almost equal. Men and women are experiencing these crimes at equal rates. Here's the part that none of these organizations are saying out loud. Among the men, 69.9% of the perpetrators were female.
Even if a woman were to hear that statistic, they'll just say it's the patriarchy inflating the numbers. They don't want to recognize any legitimate trauma that men face because apparently trauma is strictly for the girlies, of course.
That's 986,000 women that are committing against men. And among the women, 94% of the perpetrators were male, which is 1.194 million men are committing against women. Now, here's where their narrative really breaks down. When we add in all of the same-sex perpetrators and the perpetrators where both a man and a woman were involved at the same time, 1.56 million men were perpetrators and 1.02 million women were perpetrators. That means that nearly 40% of the perpetrators of in the United States are women.
The sad thing is that when these men come forward and try to get justice for what happened to them, they are laughed out of the courtroom and the court of public opinion. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.